Hi, it's Mrs. Carl, and I'm here with Sight and Sound Phonics. Today we're working on the short I. What does the short I say? It. Good job. It. All right, short I says it. Now we know that. Can you sing our little song real quick with me? Short I says it. Short I says it. 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 Short I says it. Short I says it. Good job. The words that we're going to do today, and we're going to sound them out. We're going to write them, spell them, and read them. All right, but before we do, you need your paper and pencil. You can print it off the computer. Today's sheet is going to be the fish and the king, and then there's some blank spaces that we'll be doing things with. All right, so you can print that out yourself, get your pencil and all ready to go, because I need you to do this with me. It is so important that as I'm sounding them out, you're helping me. I want to hear you making those sounds, please. All right, and I want to see you writing those. All right, please. That's what's making you a strong speller and a strong reader and a strong writer. And I'm so proud of you because you're doing it with me. Thank you. Here we go. Today, the first word we're going to sound out together is the word fish. Fish. I like fish to eat. I like to catch them too, to go fishing. Do you ever go fishing? It's a fun thing to do. All right, let's write the word fish. An F. Good job. Now remember, we always write in lowercase letters, please. All right? So we'll start at the top, come around and give it a hook, cross it in the middle for the fish, for the F, for fish. Fish. Short I says it. Short I, it. So we need the it. Okay, short I says it. Now listen. Fish. What two letters say shh? Like be quiet. Shh. What two letters say shh? S-H says shh. S-H. All right, so we need S-H. S-H. Here we go. F-I-S-H. Fish. Fish. Good job. Next we have a king. King has an I, short I in it. So we're going to write king. What's our first sound? K. All right. What two letters say K? The C and the K both say K. In the word king, we need the K. All right, so we're going to do lowercase k. And a lowercase k, we start at the top and bring the line down. Go to the middle, and then go to the middle of that line like that. And then the middle of that line and come down. And there is your K. K. I. Short I says I. All right, so we need the I, short I. Now, king. We hear the N. All right, we hear the N. This is like that ing, right, that we talked about in previous times. We've talked about ing. All right, we need the king, the G. The G is like the girl's head, and then give it a tail. Okay, here we go. K-I-N-G, king. Now if we cover up the K, then we see the ing that's at the end of a lot of words like, let's see, playing, okay, walking. There's that ing, I-N-G. Okay? The next picture we're going to write, the next word we're going to write, there's no picture, but the word we're going to write is the word big. You are so big. big, big, b, a B, good job. Lowercase now, we come down for the bat, and then next to it is the ball for big. The bat and the ball, b, I, short I is I. Short I, big, another G. There's that G again, big, a G. So we're going to do this. Girl's head for the G, and then give it a tail. Big, big. All right? So far we've done, help me read these words. Fish, king, big, and our last word that we're going to write, if word, the last one is going to be the word will. Will you be my friend? Will you read with me? Will. All right, now we have what. Now, we know that's a W word, right? Because it's will. But Mrs. Carl has tried to always teach you this for spelling purposes, all right? If you put your hand in front of your mouth and say the word will, you don't feel any blowing, do you? There's no blowing when you say will. That means there's no H. It's just by itself, just the W alone. So we need a W in the word will. Down, 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 down. And that's your W. Will, it. Short I says it. Will, oh, wonderful. We need an L, but in the word will, we need two L's, all right? So let's put another one in there. Two L's. W-I-L-L is will. Now, if I took the W off of the word will, can you tell me what you think that word will be if I take the W away? The word will would not be will, it would be ill. That means to be sick, to be ill, and that's the little word ill. Good, wonderful. Now, we're going to write our sentence. When we write a sentence, we always start with an uppercase, a big letter, all right? The first word we're going to write is the word what. Now, Mrs. Carl, we write the word what a lot because I want you to memorize that word. I want you to be able to spell it all the time, the word what. And so it's not a word we can sound out too much, but it is a word that I want you to memorize. When we do what, because it starts with a W, we can put our hand up to feel if we hear the blowing, so we know if we need an H. Let's do it. 3 times say what, okay? What, what, what. Did you feel the blowing? I did. Okay, what does that mean? There's an H, so it's W-H. Let's do the W-H. Uppercase W now, because it's the beginning of the sentence. Down, 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 down. That's the uppercase W. And now we need a lowercase h for what. Now how else do we spell what? W-H-A-T is what. W-H-A-T. So we need the A, come around and down, and then the T, lowercase t. What? W-H-A-T, what. Now, we want another word that I know that you're good with. It's the word can. 2 finger spacing in between the words, and then we want the word can. C. Can is one that we can sound out, but it's also one that you can memorize too. Short A. Can. N. Good. Okay. We have what? Can. Now we want the word swim. Swim. An S. Good. Don't forget now, if you have a different kind of paper than Mrs. Carl, you might have to do 2 finger spacing in between your words. Always remember your 2 finger spacing in between words. Okay, we want the word swim. S. W. Okay. Short I. There's your short I. M and an M. All right. What can swim? That's a sentence, but we need either a period or a question mark or an exclamation point. What do we need at the end of the sentence? What can swim? It's a question. So we need a question mark. Remember, the question mark is like the little, I call it a little ear or a backward C, and then we come down and give it a dot. Okay? Wonderful. You know, I just want to say something real quick to you. When we have the W in the word swim, Mrs. Carl did not put my hand in front to hear that W because it was in the middle of the word. The only time that I use my hand with the W is when it's in the beginning of the word because I want to hear if it has an H with it. Usually inside of the word it doesn't have an H. Sometime it might. You know, I'm not saying never, but I am saying that that's why I didn't stop and do it then. I just wanted you to know that, okay? Anyhow, wow, that was great. We really did a good job. Now, what can swim? You can either circle it or color it, or down here if you want to do, you can write the word, what can swim. Okay, fish, you know what, I just thought of something too. A king can swim if he wants to swim in a swimming pool, so they both can swim, really. Oh, Mrs. Carl, isn't that true? But normally we think of a fish as being the swimmer, but you can do, either one of those can swim. I agree with you. What can swim? A king can swim, a fish can swim. You hope you are learning how to swim, okay? Because swimming is fun for you. Now, don't forget you can print this out, all right, from the computer. Then you have to sound it out. You have to trace it as extra practice. You need the extra practice. Please, please, please do the extra. It only takes a couple seconds. Doesn't take long, all right, for you to do it. But it helps you tremendously. And I'm so happy that you're here with me. Been a special day for me. Thank you for sharing it with me. Bye-bye.